This is Dave, and I'm here with Dan, and this is one of the first times we've actually put this to video, because we are, what's the word I'm looking for? We are,
what are you trying to describe?
I would say, I guess we're arrogant enough to believe we have something to say.
I'm not sure I'd push it that far, but...
Dan's arrogant enough to believe he has something to say.
Not really, but that's okay. I have a lot to say.
Dan has lots of world history.
Whether it's worthy or not, it's a different story.
Yes. Well, we figured that combined between the two of us, we're approaching 100 years old.
Nice. 93, right?
Let's see, you're 60 and I'm 33, so
exactly.
We're 93.
Exactly, precisely. Well done. Well done. Oh, I like that map. A map of all
yeah,
states.
yeah, it's a very good map.
Like
very good map. They have some old stuff here.
I know the old-fashioned diner stuff. Yeah, it's cool.
And the owners here are good people, that's why I try to come here. I
noticed them, yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. It is Christmas season after all. What does that say on the paper?
Luke 2:14.
Read it off. I can't read it. Glory, I see.
It says, "Glory to God in the highest, and on earth peace, goodwill toward men."
Yeah. Do you notice a change in some people around this time of year where they become nicer?
Some. But
really?
Some become melancholy and go the other way. It's depressing. The holidays weigh them down because...
Well, this is why a lot of people kill themselves.
I don't know about that, and that may be true. I don't know. But what I do know is that the holidays do
time to reflect.
Well, but they impose a certain amount of pressure on people.
I can't hear you.
They impose a certain amount of pressure on people too. It does.
Really?
Yeah. Think about it.
You mean like what we were talking about last night? Meaning that I don't feel obligated to buy presents and you do?
Yeah, that's all part of it, absolutely.
No, I have no problem not buying gifts. The only time I wouldn't is if I was supposed to go to a party like a Secret Santa and you got to bring something.
I'm just saying that that's not an option for a lot of people, particularly mothers and stuff, and they have children and whatnot. I mean...
See, I think that's just a cop-out. Why can't you just buy one gift to say, I love you, I care for you, this is fun. It's more about spending time with each other.
I totally...
I mean, how many times do people, friends and families not even spend time together?
I couldn't agree with you more.
Let's watch the game.
We're in a society, you know, and my family's guilty too.
You can't whisper like this. I can't hear you.
I'm just saying. That, I mean, we live in a society. I have a family that's like that. They're already telling me, even in my situation we're going through right now, they're telling me what they want for presents, what they want me to buy them. And it's like...
Well, you've already bought some.
No, I haven't bought any.
Well, the Mac.
Yeah, for just Hannah. But that's not the point. The point I'm trying to make is, I agree with what you're saying, but we've lost sight of that a long time ago. That's water under the bridge, Dave. I mean,
when I was a little kid, I was telling my mother, you don't have to buy me presents.
What you're saying is so gone.
And they're like, why don't you like Christmas? I'm like, I like Christmas just great. I love the holiday, but it's about getting together with family.
Ultimately, yeah.
I said to my family now, we got together for our Christmas.
Celebrating the birth of Christ, right? Ultimately, which is to bring the family together.
No, that means nothing to me. Celebrating the birth of Christ.
That's what it's supposed to be, right? Ultimately, it's not supposed to be about merchandising, right?
Well, okay. No, it's not about merchandising as far as I'm concerned.
It's not supposed to be.
And no, there's other religions, and it's about the end of the year. It's about celebrating with your family. It's almost giving thanks. So if you want to say thanks to Jesus, thanks to Hanukkah, thanks to the African one there, I forget the name of it. It's on the tip of my tongue.
I know what it is. I can't think of it.
But they used to include it like Happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas, and Happy Jabutu.
It's all about economy. I mean, they measure the
well, that's what
numbers.
it's become. Before Jesus was around, it was a pagan holiday. You know, celebrating the winter.
5 years.
So people, people in the wintertime, especially when it's miserable weather like this, it's nice to have holidays just to take your mind off of -5 below.
A Christmas tree in and of itself is basically pagan. I mean, it says nowhere on the Bible that you talk anything about a Christmas tree.
Correct. Hey, here comes the food.
Nothing.
And I said to my family, my family, it's kind of comical. I mean, we have a family get-together for the whole season at the end of November. I mean, it could be July, for Christ's sake.
Is that something your parents started, basically?
Well, no. It's because all of my siblings are married with families. And so it was trying to coordinate around Christmas time.
Yeah.
One family, well, we have this thing on New Year's, we have this thing on Christmas. So we just said, you know what, it doesn't really matter when we do it, as long as we do it. But I said to my family, I said, it's kind of pathetic that, families only decide to do it at this time of year.
That's true.
Instead of,
they're running all year long and doing other stuff and priorities, and whatever you want to call it, right?
Yeah, people have their lives.
Yep.
Yeah. I remember when John started dating Connie, and I don't know if it was the first time, it wasn't the first time I met her, but one of the first few times I hung out with them, and I was feeling kind of run down. I'm like, oh, what I need is a burger. That will really bring my iron levels back up. And Connie's like, yeah, that's it. A big slab of beef will do it. And I'm like, actually, it does work for me.
Got a lot of minerals in it and stuff. But, if you're a vegetarian or whatever she is, like her, then it's not going to cut it.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny, my little niece, she's a vegan. 11 years old, but she doesn't want to hurt animals, so she just doesn't eat them. But I mean, in our family, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's like, where'd she come from?
We really do.
No, we encourage it. That's fine. So you have to go out to eat somewhere. Does this have this in it? Does this have this in it? I mean, almost every restaurant makes crap, right? All the stuff in it you shouldn't be eating.
Some way, shape, or form.
Anything today, there are so many people who are cash poor. One of my cousin's wives wrote me saying her mother had to go into a home. She didn't have cash, but she had property. Well, the state takes your property, converts it to cash. You just lost everything you worked your whole life for. Boom, gone. Kids don't get it. Because somebody didn't take the right financial steps to protect themselves.
Scary. That's scary.
That's a common story today. And now,
Because of health care.
no, because the companies who run things want their money. And they have a law now. Let's say you decide you start to feel a little ill, you might have to go into a home in a year or two. They have depending on the state, minimum 5-year look back. So if you put your property into a trust today, and you have a stroke 3 years from now, they can look back and take your house. Now, if you sell your house and distribute the cash, that's why if you're going to do it, you're better off just selling your house and distribute the cash, or hide the cash, or put it into another asset like gold that is in a safe deposit box. That's off the books.
Yeah. Not easy for them at that point, right?
Well, it proves that governments will come in and take your money. Now, there are people out there who probably say, well, it's your illness, not mine. Why should I pay for it? But Dan thinks he's going to live forever, so he doesn't worry about that stuff.
I wish that were the case. Maybe not.
What?
Maybe not, actually. Living forever.
I'm not healthy or able to do what I want to do.
I know. Being functionable, you know.
Functionable.
Yeah, that's a word of being able to function properly. You know, have a quality of life, you know. That's the key, right? Everybody's quality of life differs too.
Just pop a pill, man. Pill for every reason.
There is now. There is now.
Isn't that great, Joe? Your cholesterol dropped down to below 100.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Maybe cholesterol was or wasn't the problem.
Wouldn't doubt it. You know how many misdiagnoses probably go on? The way doctors pop pills now. They see a symptom and it's, you know, they think it's whatever and it's not. Now you're taking this pill.
Well,
Now you're getting offshoots.
well, if you invented a drug and you discovered that it did something, for example, Pfizer, they've got that male enhancement pill.
It wasn't that initially, right?
So they did a study, and they noticed that the guys weren't giving back the pills.
Right.
And they're like, hey, we got to get these back. Why aren't you giving back the pills? Can I keep them? And they're like, why do you want to keep them? And they found out that it was because, you know, they were stimulants.
Yeah.
And
but here's the point: the company who invented that wasn't even sure what it was doing. So here's how.
no, but what I'm saying is they will create a market based on what they discover.
100%. But
So the next week's commercial is going to be dependent upon what's in the lab this week, right?
That and the ancillary to that is, you know, okay, so that pill's doing something they didn't expect it to do. What else is it doing that they didn't expect it to do in terms of side effects?
You're not going to find out.
I understand that, but that's my point.
Yeah. They're going to hide the number.
Well,
now, why do you think the ads say, yes,
I know.
this pill was created for wheeziness, but it could cause cancer, liver, failure, or death,
Because they don't even
or hemorrhoids.
They don't even know what they're inventing half the time. They don't even know the side effects.
Well, they know what they're trying to invent.
But based on all the side effects and the fact that they've got to cover themselves the way they do, legally wise, liability wise, that tells me everything I need to know. And it also tells me how much is the FDA involved in approving this stuff.
Dan, we told you that there was risk for cataracts.
Yeah, I know.
We told you that even though you had a sniffle and you wanted to get rid of it, we told you it could cause liver failure. Talk about a great benefit.
So you get all these side effects. Then you end up taking another pill for something else. Now you're mixing the two chemicals. Then you got to factor in your own body's chemistry that could play a factor. There's no way anybody can keep track of all this stuff. You'd have to be a PhD in chemistry.
No, actually an app now, because doctors can't keep it straight. They have apps where you put in the different drugs that all these. Some people are on like